Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another backlog banter discussion. My name is Tucker Hayes, and I'm joined, of course, by my co-host, even Peter. Decided not to go anything special this morning, but we
All right.
have watched the August 3rd Pokemon Presents, and we're here to give you our thoughts on mostly Pokemon Scarlet and Violet because they filled, the first half of this thing with fluff as usual. But then we got information about a game we're actually excited for, which is Scarlet and Violet. But if you want to talk to us about Scarlet and Violet or anything else Pokemon related at all, primarily Pokemon, join our Discord link is in the description, and while you're down there, like the channel. No, subscribe to it. You can do a whole combination of things. You know what to do. You know what to do. I'm not your mother. I can't tell you what to do, but I can strongly recommend. And I strongly recommend that Pokemon Company give us more information about these games because, well, today was a solid showing, and it certainly fleshed out a few of the ideas we'd had teased before. This is only the third time we've seen these games, and I do think that the lack of information being doled out consistently has led to this one feeling like there should have been more, considering as we're just 3 months from launch, and it's been such a long time since this game revealed.
Yeah. So here's where we come down to the situation, right? You are of the opinion, and where I think the majority lies, that we need the traditional Pokemon pre-release cycle of trailers, Pokemon drops X and Y and Z. I don't want that. I don't care. I want to be surprised.
Sure.
But here's where I meet you in the middle, Tucker.
Okay.
I don't want to be surprised about how the game actually operates,
Sure.
right? I want to be surprised about the Pokemon I'm going to meet, about the evolutions they're going to have, about some of the locations and those things. That's what I wish Pokemon kept secret, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing that, but they're also keeping secret the structure of the game, right?
Yeah,
and this is my issue.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the reason I say that is because we learned some piece of information here that I think are super cool.
Yes, absolutely.
There's one thing we've learned is that if your franchise needs to be reinvented, put it in a school setting. They did it with Fire Emblem, it worked.
Sure.
And they're doing it again here. And I like this idea that you're the
What
student.
other examples of that do you have? All of them. All of them.
No follow-up questions. Point being, I love the idea that you're a student and you've got this group of friends and classmates around you that you're interacting with, and you're going out on they call it treasure hunt. What are you hunting for? We don't know.
No.
But what we do know is that there are 3 stories. One is about traditional gyms, the gym challenge, but you get to pick the gyms you tackle in which order. But then there's also 2 other ones.
Yeah, which we don't know anything about. They said have fun choosing which one you want, but I don't know which one the other ones are, so I can't know which one I'm going to choose.
Right, and it's unclear.
Though I do think that there's a solid chance that we have at least the descriptions of these other stories revealed before the game comes out. But I do think that those mysterious other stories are maybe the information that I was lacking here, because I do think that everything we've heard about this game until now was kind of just reconfirmed today. It was, you can tackle the gyms in any order. It is a fully open world. We do have riding on the legendaries as mounts. These are things that we basically knew before, but through back channel negotiations and stuff like that. But now it's just like, hey, these are the things in the game. You can play open world multiplayer, complete co-op, but we don't necessarily know what that means specifically. And I think that I want to circle back to what I said at the beginning. I think this was a good thing that we saw all this, but because we feel like we knew it all already, and it's been so long since the games were revealed, that this being like the next information blowout, it didn't feel like an information blowout. I feel like it feels like there should have been more surprises at least to learn about the game.
Well, I mean, we did get some fundamental things. Although it was obvious we got the release date. We know when in November it's coming, right?
Yes. That was already announced.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, I don't care. We didn't get the release date. What we did get was the name of the region.
Yes. The Paldea region.
Paldea region. Looks cool. I like the aesthetic. The graphics, I think, are a different conversation we had. I think the game still looks pretty rough.
Sure.
In terms of texture resolution and things like that, frame rate and such. But this frame rate might have been a stream issue.
The Lord is shining upon me right now.
The Lord is shining upon you. We also
I'm not
learned
wearing any pants, so let's hope
hope we do.
Okay, all right, we're back. How's it
going? We also saw the gimmick. Terrestrialize, rasterize, ray tracing. You can ray trace your Pokemon. You cover them and they go under Terra Genesis. They get ray traced.
Yeah,
and then they get a different type.
Yes. Sometimes.
I think that the Mega Evolutions were an interesting idea, right?
Yeah.
What I didn't realize when Mega Evolutions were introduced was that then every game since that point was going to have a different bizarre gimmick.
Yes.
And I think that we've just entered into this arms race of bigger, more particle effects, right?
Yes, it's
Z
the more
moves,
particle effects absolutely seem like the focus here.
yeah. I mean, Z moves, they're just like, what if we had a big ass horseshit animation just to do a move, right?
Yes.
And then there's like Mega Evolution, but what if the Pokemon just got really fucking big?
Yeah.
And now what if they could just fill the screen with shit?
Fill the
I
screen
am
with shit while having a funny hat and looking like they're made
right.
of rock.
I'm sure that when we actually play the gimmick and mode probably make a little bit more sense.
Sure.
But I think it'll likely just boil down to a new type, new move.
Yes. No.
Lasts a couple
Well,
times and goes
absolutely.
away.
I do think that. Here's my thoughts on the gimmicks.
Yeah.
I don't care that they drop the old ones, frankly.
Yeah.
I didn't like Megas. I never have. I know that's a controversial opinion. I always just said, hey, give Pokemon a new evolution. Make a fourth evolution for Charizard and have that be the gimmick is another Pokemon and not Mega Charizard. I think Z moves.
It doesn't really make sense
Whatever.
when you think about it.
Yeah. I think Z moves are the best that we've had because they feel most like an addition, an expansion of what we already had, which is just an ultimate move for Pokemon.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it took that long to get to that point. But then Gigantamax is just, it's just Mega Evolutions again. And now this is none of the good things about the other ones. And frankly, I just don't see any good things about this in general.
Well,
but I might never use it, except for when it's required in battle, because also I don't play competitively. This doesn't impact my experience with the battling at all, except for when the gym leaders inevitably do it once per battle in each of them.
what I'll say is this, Tucker. What I did like in is that the Gigantamaxed, or I think actually they're just regular Dynamaxed in raids. But point being, we see that you like interact with big like crystal shit in the world.
Yeah.
The raids are predicated around the terrestrializing mechanic. Like it seems that this is a little bit less throwaway than some of these other ideas were.
Sure. Okay.
Even Z moves were just, hey, equip the item, do the move. Who gives a fuck?
Sure.
This to me at least seems like, hey, you're interacting with something in the world that kind of prompts these. There seems to be you can get different Terra types, right? So there might actually be a little bit more grit to it. I don't like how they look. I said in my reaction, looks like when Icebox, whoever it was, revealed the Sonic the Hedgehog chain. So this looks gaudy and awful. I think it's the same here, but I like that there's a little bit more meat on that bone. Multiplayer you mentioned briefly.
Yes.
We still don't know. You seem to be a little bit more satisfied than I am.
Well, here's the thing. I think we do know. I think that's the thing. And I think that's the reason I'm satisfied is you can go around the open world with your friends. Frankly, I just don't know if there's much more than that. And I think that the questions that we have lingering are not particularly important to this being a big factor of the game. Is you can go around the open world with your friends. You can see them catch Pokemon. You can likely battle each other. You can likely trade with each other. Like I feel like those are very reasonable expectations. And then the questions of maybe can you enter a town when the other people are around? Can you go in a gym when the other people are around? Yes or no, I don't think it really makes a markedly huge difference.
Well,
and when it comes to something like engaging in a trainer battle, they're already happening in the overworld. I don't think that it makes sense that you would have two people battling one trainer. Like, I think that these questions are either way that the answer goes. I don't think it really matters.
I mean, I think it personally really does matter because it's the difference of can I go into my friend's game and dick around for a little bit, or can I go into my friend's game and continue the adventure? Can we make progress? Can I catch Pokemon? Because I'm even concerned about things of like, are Pokemon that are instanced in your friend's world, if I catch them in your Pokemon game, will they necessarily come back to my game?
Yes.
When we enter a trainer battle, because think about Let's Go. Let's Go came up with a solution in multiplayer that I never would have conceptualized.
You're drawing party in half.
Drawing from the same party, not adding more Pokemon to battle, X and Y and Z. It was a really half-assed approach to multiplayer. And so my concern is that, you can go around the region, but if you can't go into towns, well then already you're getting to a small area. Can you battle each other? What's the role of everything? How about resources you use in your friend's world? Because, are they going to let you... I think they're going to be concerned about item spoofing or Pokemon spoofing. And I think that and Pokemon Company's netcode is whatever it is. How are battles going to interact? How is catching going to interact? Collecting items, progressing the narrative. All of those, I think, are big question marks. And if it boils down to what is ostensibly what multiplayer is in Sword and Shield, but a little bit more, do scripted encounters together, see each other in an open world, that is a far cry from have your Pokemon adventure together. And we just don't know one way or another what that is. and I needed that information personally.
That's a good point. I think that the reason that I don't see it as an issue is because I do think that the bulk of this game in its open world structure and the lack of barriers is going to be you going around the open world, catching Pokemon, battling trainers in the overworld, trading with other people, and the story aspects of taking down a gym or something like that might be you can't enter the gym until everyone's gone because, or maybe they can watch it or something like that. But what I'm saying is, what would it really mean if someone was in your world and you went into a gym and you beat that gym and came out? It doesn't like unlock a new area. It doesn't really like move the story forward in that kind of way. So I don't really know if playing the adventure together in that way is as important as you're saying, because the bulk of a Pokemon adventure, and especially this Pokemon adventure, is exploring and finding new Pokemon, which absolutely, I guarantee you, if you catch a Pokemon in your friend's game, it goes in your box, and you can use it when you come back. You can, of course, you can battle people in the overworld. Like, I feel like these are things that are expected and not unreasonable to expect.
I just think about all the limitations on Animal Crossing multiplayer. And then you're going to put that in the context of an open world that is infinitesimally larger than a very small curated Animal Crossing island, right? I just think that there is, again, it comes back to what you said at the very beginning. There's no specificity here.
Yeah.
And because of that, I have to be skeptical just because of how limited multiplayer has been in the past. There is no framework here. So if I go in expecting a full adventure with my friends and then it inevitably doesn't happen, well, it's disappointing. So I would have, again, set the ground rules, Pokemon Company. What are we getting here, right?
Yeah.
In terms of other things we saw, I think the new Pokemon are cute. Fido continues my finger wag at the naming conventions for this region. But I think it's a cute design. I love the new regional Wooper. I think regional forms are one of the best ideas Pokemon Company had.
100%.
So that's really cute. A lot of the new trainer designs are really neat.
Yeah.
One of those gym leaders really just looks like, as I said, again, the crossover between the two videos are going to be separate, so I'm going to repeat some thoughts. I love that Ken Sugimori-ass Gen 1, Gen 2 looking big mustache gentleman.
Yeah.
I think that's super cool. One of my concerns in the last discussion, though, Tucker, was that it feels like these versions are diverging a little bit more than I want here.
Yeah.
And that seems to very clearly be continued with the school mechanics. We see there's two different schools.
Yeah.
And again, more information necessary because I'm becoming more and more concerned that we're going to reach a point where the games aren't similar enough to where you're not missing out, but not different enough that they really warrant $120 worth of purchase. I think we're getting closer and closer to landing this middle ground that I'm not going to be happy with.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't gather anything more from that today.
Right.
Maybe I missed something that you can clarify. Was there anything in this trailer that was markedly different that makes it lean towards that? Because from what I could tell, it was on the front of one school is an orange, more in front of the other school is a grape. And like, I'm sure the text boxes are going to be the same. You're going to be meeting the same schoolmates. So like,
again, we don't know, and that's the thing. Just like the premise of what is going to become like a core hub of the world, being different versions, and then you add in different professors and these things. It just, again, we don't know, but it continues to make me concerned that this is going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I think this all comes back to where I started. I wish that we had gotten this info dump 2 months ago. And frankly, I think we should have, because I think there needs to be, and maybe there will be over the course of the next 3 months, in-depth descriptions of what this means for the differences between the games, what it means for the multiplayer, or for the structure of the game, or the gym challenges, the other stories, or when do you get the legendary to be used as a mount? Like these questions are still out there, and this didn't necessarily answer all of them. It just said these questions are still here. Look! You now understand the question you need to ask a little bit.
Yeah, sure. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I think what I would reiterate, because we really didn't see that much to discuss, frankly. Is like, I continue to be very, very tantalized by this game. It continues to look like it's right up my street, exactly what I want Pokemon to do. They're saying the right things, like we're keeping the familiar formula, but we're expanding the adventure and everything. Like, that's what I want to hear. But I just don't know enough. And it comes down to the thing of, we're buying the games regardless. Everybody's going to do that. But the fact of the matter is, I feel like this is a sort of a precipice wherein Pokemon is really trying to do something different for its most core entry. Legends Arceus, they could take or leave. They could put the game out, they could double down on it being a spinoff if it went poorly, right? This is Generation 9.
Yes, it is.
And going to Generation 9, again, I don't want to know every Pokemon I'm going to meet. I don't want to know every place I'm going to go. I want to be surprised. But I want to understand when I buy one version, what I'm not getting.
Yeah.
I want to understand how I'm going to be able to play with you.
Absolutely.
I want to understand where I'm going to go in terms of 3 different narrative paths. Do I choose a narrative path?
Yeah.
Is it like Paragon Renegade in Mass Effect, where you pick one and then you got to replay it to the other?
Sure.
You know, so many things I'd love to know.
Yeah, and these questions, I hope some of them will be answered, but I also do think that there is, not my appeal, but there is an appeal to how little they are saying about these games. And I know that you are much more on that side, but I think that if these games come out and these questions are answered by people discussing it, maybe that's kind of cool. And maybe the fact that we've only seen a total of, 8 Pokemon from this region means that they've got a 90 plus roster of new Pokemon.
Or there's 15 Pokemon.
Or there's 15 Pokemon. Which I think is unlikely. But that could be kind of fun. I'm really excited to see, now that we've gotten this kicked off again with a more concrete, hey, this is in a Pokemon Presents, we're giving you the information, we're naming these characters, giving you the region. If they start to do the rollout that they've done in the past, maybe just a little bit condensed and less Pokemon revealed, less places and concepts revealed, that will allow you to have a more surprising experience as you're going through it.
Yeah, I mean, even Tucker, if they gave you a trailer a month, that's 3 trailers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's fucking plenty of space. So we'll see. Last thing, I'm not happy. You know that I'm not happy with the names of the Pokemon in these games.
Yeah.
But another one clicked today. Koraidon, Moraidon.
No, Miraidon.
Doesn't matter. Suffix Rhydon.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. You're supposed to ride on them. That didn't click over either. But I think Dawn is also a suffix in Japanese that means something else anyway. So they just had to change the English names a tiny bit to make it, haha, English ride on joke.
Well, I like that you can ride up the walls. I'll say that. We didn't touch on that. It looks cool.
No, I actually think that the traversal thing is that what we got fleshed out the most in this trailer is they showed the clips of you flying and gliding and riding on the water and stuff like that. Exactly what you want. It morphs to fit your needs. You can jump around on it, and that sounds great to me.
I just wish it was my own Pokemon.
It is your Pokemon.
No, but I want it to be my fucking Blastoise, and he's fucking dog paddling in his back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sitting on his belly.
The last thing I will say, and I think that this is where I'm most pleased with these games, and why, even if I'm not sold completely on the structure or these questions, that I think these games look incredibly quality, is the animation and the Pokemon in this world look absolutely incredible. Like, huge steps up from the past. As we said when we saw these games the first time, looks like they redid all the models. They've done tons of new animations for all these Pokemon. They're interacting a little bit in the overworld, and we've got a bunch of new ones that we haven't even seen yet. So from that angle, just stepping into a field, even if it's a field that doesn't look very good, I'm at least going to have very high quality models of Pokemon doing very cute and fun animations that I absolutely can't wait to see.
Yeah, I agree with you. It looks very lived in, even just seeing like a pine cone hanging from the tree, or we see like a couple of Rotom hanging out on top of the streetlight in the town. Those are really great details, and I agree with you. They compensate for what is poor texture work. It's poor texture work. I think the actual world doesn't look very good, but if I'm engaging with Pokemon in a natural way, then I'm gonna overlook it, frankly.
Like Legends Arceus.